So Refer a Friend is really killing it, guys. Really encourage your VIPs to use that to get their money off the next order. November is predicted to sell 70 to 80% more than right now. So take your numbers and multiply by 70 to 80%. That puts you, some of you guys at director. That puts some of you at MM and MMM getting your Cadillacs, okay? That is huge. The amount of product that they're rolling out at Monation, they said over $1,000 in value in products will be released just at Monations, and I'm sure some other stuff will be too. So get ready to build your team because we're going to take off. Your the shopping cart's going to be simplified from 9 currently to 4 steps, which will be crazy. People will be available for bottles to buy, so they won't have to unscrew them. This is really good for stylists. PayPal will also be able to be used on the new shopping cart, which I get a lot of questions about. So this is huge news across the board, guys. Get excited for what's coming. This company is listening to what we have to say and what we need, and they're making it happen. So this is really, really good stuff. Alex, why don't you go ahead and go on with what you want to say?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the one thing I want to say is if you're not already enrolled or booked your flight or everything for Monations, like I'm just honestly devastated that I can't go. I will most likely, if I'm not in the hospital, be going right after that. And I have seen girls come back from Monations and their entire business change. It's the same with going on these incentive trips. Like you guys don't push hard enough because you look at these incentive trips and you're like, oh yeah, whatever, I'll get on the next one. But what you don't realize is it changes your business. I went to the Bahamas. That was my first incentive trip in November. I hit AED that month. It is no joke. Just being around the team camaraderie and seeing what other people do, it really does set a fire under your butt because this is an online based business for the most part. Sam and I are going to talk a little bit about this, about why it shouldn't just be an online based business. But you really do miss out on so much when you just stay behind your phone, stay behind your screen, and don't interact with people in person. So hold on, sorry guys, I'm gonna mute everybody. Oh wait, I can't because, okay, never mind, Sam's got it. So going off of what you can be doing behind the screen, what you should be doing every single month. Last night I was stalking all of my Vibe reports. I love to go through my Vibe reports at least once every month and just see if anything has changed, if anything can help me more than it has before. And it just kind of brought on all of these ideas about how we can help you guys and what we can tell you that can make your business go a lot further. And this call tonight is all about tangibles. So you're not going to get like too much inspo, but you're going to get more what you can actually apply to your business to take it to the next step. So what I'm going to talk about right now is something that I came up with last night that I just kind of wrote down, and it just seems so silly and trivial, but maybe it's going to make a big difference in everyone's business. But I call it my top 10 MPs. So it's not my market partners, it's my top 10 monthly processes. So this is what I do or what I've done in the past for my business to get myself to where I am today. So as you guys know, like I've been in this business for almost 2 years. I work full time. So I definitely feel like I bring a little bit of a different twist to the business. And I will tell you right now, if you're sitting here and you work full time and you have come up with every excuse in the book as to why this business hasn't taken you as far as you wanted to, it's you, it's in your own head, and it's your organizational skills. You have to be able to put the time aside and tell yourself it is worth it, because I have girls that have made mountains move and they work overnights as nurses. So please, like I'm telling you right now, whatever excuse you've given yourself, let's like cut it. It's the end of June. Let's move into July and start fresh and take these processes with you. This goes for anybody who is just a market partner. You don't have to be SED to do this. I didn't wait until I was MMB to do this. I took on the leadership roles from MMP, and that's why I am where I am today. So the first one, guys, is create a call schedule. This is something that I did for months and months and months and months with my girls. And this really helped to organize where my girls needed to be, on what day. It prompted new leaders to get their booties in check and to actually want to volunteer for calls, because if they saw that no one was doing one on, let's say, a Tuesday night and they volunteered themselves, it was helping them sharpen up their teeth. But that way they weren't kind of doing it the same time as another leader so that they wouldn't get as much traffic on their call. This is for your team. If you are, I don't care if you have, like I said, have 2 market partners, you should be making a call schedule, because it gets really difficult when you're sending out calls and you're saying, hey guys, call tomorrow night. And people are like, what? Like, I don't have time to prepare for this. If you do it for the month, which I actually have my call schedule made for July, I went the last 2 months because I didn't see as much engagement on it. So I said to my girls, like, I want to see new people come out of the woodwork. So I want you guys to see what it feels like to not have a call schedule. And I think all of them can agree. It's kind of messed up, like, the flow of business. So this is why it's so critical. It doesn't keep things organized and people get really confused. Okay. If you want to, I might start doing this, just incentivizing people. Like, I have enough girls that, like, if you host a call, like, you should get a little something for that. If it's your first time doing it and it's a big deal, incentivize them. Starbucks gift cards, anything that can make a difference to make your girls feel appreciated and just make them want to do it. All right. So, that's number 1. The second one is do a welcome to the month call where you break down incentives. So any new announcements that you have for the business. Yeah, it's great if you send a text message, but it's a lot better if you can get people on an actual call and talk about what the incentives are for the month. Also, maybe I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to try it. Have a theme for the month. So when I make my call schedules, I always put a quote at the bottom, like a little inspo quote. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to have a theme that I want these girls to live by for the month. And I think that's just going to help keep them centered, because, like, you know, all of us have like I have a life motto, right? So my life motto is, leave things better than you found them. Always leave things better than you found them. And I live by that. And it really helps me just stay grounded and stay centered when I'm questioning what I should be doing. So I really suggest you guys having that for your team. Okay. But having a welcome call is just going to kick things off. It's going to make people see how excited you are for the month as a leader. And all this is about putting yourself in a leadership role and prompting your girls to do the same. You need to lead by example. Like I said, I don't care what role you are, what rank you are. It does not matter. You need to do these things. Plan your monthly happy hour and blast it all over. So this is something that we started implementing last month. We started group chats in every single area. So if you're not in one of those and you don't know what we're talking about, you need to get in. But I have like a Philly, South Jersey happy hour chat. We did one last month. We're doing another one in July. And basically we pick a super cute area. It's just meet up, have a drink, talk to your girls, connect with everybody, bring a potential, make it more one-on-one in person. It's going to have a greater lasting effect than just doing a call. You can't just do calls all the time. You have to have fun. You have to get out of your own headspace and be around people and realize that network marketing is so much more than sending a cold message. So that happy hour is critical. Host a leaders call the first week of the month. Absolutely. Leaders, connect with them, talk to your girls, find out what their goals are. I love to do this. I love to do one-on-ones, but maybe just getting everybody on a major call. Like, let's say anybody who has told you or displayed that they want to rank up and they're ready to go. I wouldn't put like a rank on it. I would just say anybody who's really active. Have a leaders call the first week of the month. Get them started ASAP. Do not wait until the middle of the month. Sam's going to talk more about this. Host an onboarding at least twice a month. And host a potential call at least twice a month. You cannot go through the month without hosting an onboarding or potential call. That's always going to be your job for as long as you're in this business. And whether you're going live with somebody else to help them on their Instagram, you're doing it in your Facebook group, you're doing it on Zoom, you're doing a 3-way call, whatever it is, you need to do it. If you're not hosting these calls, you're messing up because you're relying on your upline or a perfect stranger to do it for you. It's not personal. It doesn't come off that way. And I do feel like you will lose sales. Or if it's not you hosting an onboarding, you're going to lose that momentum from that new market partner. They want to see that you can lead them. All right. Not Sam, not me, not your upline, not anyone but you. Okay. Build at least 5 new relationships a day. This is probably one of the most important ones. You are never going to stop networking in network marketing. It's not going to happen. So you need to be connecting with new people on a daily basis, okay? And then this goes with it as well. Plan for future markets that are going to happen and prospect people in those countries. I have not stopped at the US, the UK, and Canada. Just because there are people there now that I can work with, that's awesome. I'm definitely working on them, but throw in somewhere else. We're going to be global. We're Monat global. So why are you stopping at just those places? Because once we launch somewhere else, if you have those relationships or you have those connections with someone, it's making your life a whole lot easier. So don't forget about that. Number 9 is check in with your front line in the first week of the month. Speak to them over the phone, not just texts. So this is anybody that you have personally sponsored. I don't care if they are MP, if they're MMP, whatever, you need to get on the phone with them and ask them what their goals are, reassess where they're at, reinforce their why. And this is your front line. So like I was saying, do a leader call. That's great. But you need to check in with every single person that you've enrolled that's still active in this business. And then the last one, which this is probably my favorite, read about, listen to, or research someone who makes $75,000 a month or more and how they did it. So that's just for me. That's my personal goal. I want to make $75,000 a month. That's my goal right now. So I need to be listening to someone who's done it. How have they done it? What have they done? Like whether they're in network marketing or they run a business themselves. But this is really, really important because they always say that, I don't know who they is, but experts, I want to say, will talk about how you should spend 33% of your time with mentors, 33% of your time with people on your level, and 33% of your time with people that haven't quite made it to where you are yet. It's going to give you all of those perspectives. So if you're spending all of your time with girls that are in your downline, you're not learning from your upline and you're not getting mentored and you're not dreaming. You need that dream. So look up someone who really inspires you and listen to them on a daily basis and figure out how they did it. Even if you have somebody that you can reach out to, if it's a public figure that you can maybe like get in contact with, hey, why not? Shoot your shot, you know? So those are my 10 monthly processes. I hope that it helps you guys a little bit. I am more than happy to publish this. I have a cute little Word document if you guys want it. And I can send it to Sam and she can blast it. I'll put it in my Facebook group for those that want to read it. But yeah, I hope that helped a little bit.
Those were amazing. Seriously, loved that. It's so good to actually, like, because some people think like there's a secret way to get to the top, right? They're like, yeah, Pixie and Sam have to be doing something different to be where they're at. And it's completely not true, guys. We do the simple things every single day that we need to do to get our business moving. So I want to talk a little bit about, I love the last thing you did, research somebody that makes the amount of money you want to make a month. And my sister was talking about how she went to church today. I was like, what were they talking about? And she said, this is what she said. She said it was basically talking about how show me your friends and I'll show you your future, right? So who are the people you spend your time with? If you're hanging out with bums, you're going to be a bum. If you're hanging out with successful people, you're going to be successful, guys. So research people that you want to be like, and surround yourself with them. So going on a little bit about the events. Across the board, guys, we rely so much on social media, and thank God that we have it because it's amazing, but we need to start growing our local teams, right? What does this produce? It creates community, competition over community. It is creating FOMO, okay? It's showing people that more than one person in one town can be successful, right? Because I hear from my home, oh, Sam's successful because she was the first person in Naples. That's not true, guys. So we need to show people that that's not true because there's so many different types of people in these towns. The more you do it, the more people will be comfortable with coming. So at first they might be thinking like it's another one of those things where you're just going to show them a pamphlet and try to wash their hair, and wine and watches are great, but we need to think up something different, right? So sorry if you can hear my baby crying. So I've been thinking of maybe holding a cute braiding event, right? Get someone who does hair, pay them $100 if you have to. Show everyone how to do braids, bring a friend, do a braid on their hair, make it about the products. You can do happy hours on rooftops, everything. Guys, if you don't have an event scheduled for July or you're not attending one, you need to make that before the night is over, okay? You need to get with a group of girls and make that event happen. I thought it would be cute that if we could all use a hashtag, so when people are going to this hashtag and like clicking on it, it's gonna show all the people from all over that we're all going to these events and doing these things worldwide. So I think hashtag Boss Babe Summer Social is so cute. And then when you click on that, you know, and even when we do stories and stuff, when we all meet up, I have one planned for next Saturday, a big happy hour. And I'll do another one. Even if it's meeting up, like having your market partners over at your house, having pizza, doing a powwow, guys, it means a lot more than you think. And when you're showing that on your story and stuff, it's really like showing people that like we are a community and we are uplifting each other. So let's have some fun this summer. Let's show people that we have fun. Like we're obviously not like the normal, you know, we're hot girls and let's do it. So, now I want to talk a little bit about, I'm going to talk about mindset for a few seconds because I was talking with leaders this morning and I think that we're all kind of in the same boat, right? We all share what we go through and things like that. And what people are missing here, in my opinion, is the MMB jump, right? So MMB is the 4th rank. It's your first leadership rank. I think when people get there, they think, oh, I made it, you know, like that was easy. I'm good now. I don't have to do anything. That's when the work is just flipping starting. Okay. So the jump from MMB to AMM, MM and director, that is huge, guys. And it's not a month after that to take a break. It's not like, oh, that was hard, I'm going to take a break for a little bit. 3% of the company is MMB and above, and it's because it's hard as shit. Okay. It's going to take work. It's going to take triumph. But what you have to do, and the matter of the fact is that most girls are getting there and they're not exceeding past that. And I'm sorry to say, but it is a lack of effort and it's a lack of putting in work. Okay. So maybe in the beginning you were putting in a ton of work. It was super fun. You were talking to all your friends. You were trying really hard. Then you get to MMB and you realize you have a whole group of people depending on you and the weight is kind of on your shoulders, right? So they come to you with their problems. They come to you with their conversations. You have to call customer service for them. It starts to get a little bit stressful, right? A lot of people can't handle that. So what they do is they, you know, maybe don't check in with their group chat that morning because they're upset, or not upset, but they're overwhelmed. And then they take a few days off posting and, you know, then it starts to be in a downward effect. And what you're doing there is you're not working your business and showing your girls how to work the business once they get to MMB, right? So the 15th rolls around and you get your check and you're like, you're disappointed. So what do you start to do? You start to blame everyone else besides yourself. The company, your team, blah, 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 blah. Guys, it's your fault, right? You thought that it was going to be a piece of cake after this. Someone hit MMB today and I said, okay, perfect. Let's go. Now we're going to teach everyone on your team to do the exact same thing you did because you need 10 of you to hit SED, right? So figure out what you just did, how you got there. If you have to write it out on a Word document step by step, if you have to make a video, if you have to make 6 videos, and we're going to teach every single person that's on your team how to do exactly that. And I think that's where people mess up. It's like what we're doing is layered leadership. So how you just got there, you need to like make it into layman's terms for your girls and they need to do the exact same thing. So even when you guys are getting these checks and you start to get down on yourselves and you start to give up, that's what gives the effect of like, okay, there could have been an SED in that downline, and your mindset and your lack of like excitement for what's to come and effort and pushing, these girls are trickling off. Speed of the leader is the speed of the team, guys. So if you are not projecting positivity, hard work, showing up every single day, even on the months that aren't as great, because believe me, I've had them too, and my girls wouldn't know because I'm not going to put that on them because it's my business and it's my paycheck and it's my effort. And you just have to suck it up. Okay. So the time is now, like switch up, like guys, this isn't easy. To get 5K, 10K, 20K paychecks. Hold on one second. It shouldn't be the most simple thing in the world. Okay. So it shouldn't be a piece of cake. So I need you guys to like toughen up, Buttercup, because like to be a millionaire, you're going to have to struggle a little bit. It's going to be stressful. I had an MMB say, I'm an MMB away from AMM. And I'm like, sweetheart, like there's 2 days left. MMBs are built from the first of the month. You guys need to know who your MMBs are, who their MMPs are before the month even starts. Okay. I need to see a whiteboard with your back office drawn on it with a sale made every single day in order to reach your goals. Okay. Can you talk real quick? I have to go and see if he's okay.
Yeah, I definitely would love to speak on this. So, speaking with all of the other leaders and the mentors in the chats that we have and trying to figure out like, okay, things are changing, but they're evolving in a better way. And I just see this trend where girls are coming into the business and, you know, they want to hit MMP their first month, but they're not really putting in the time or the effort. They're waiting for things to happen for them and thinking like it was a cakewalk because they see all of these other girls living this dream life. And guys, that's great and all, but you don't really see like what goes into this to be a director, or if you are a director, like you understand. So you really just have to understand that there's so much that goes into it. And if you are not willing to put in the time and the effort and take the natural steps, then you're not going to make it. It comes down to ultimately, you're going to have to recruit and you're going to have to get sales. And once you recruit and you get sales, you're going to have to train a team. So you can't really miss the mark on any three parts of those. Like you can't forget to recruit, you can't forget to make sales, and you can't forget to train your team. That's all it comes down to. But it's about making the time, it's about organizing yourself, and it's about understanding that it's going to take time, but as long as you show up every single day and work with your downline, then you're going to be fine and you're going to progress in this business. And you know what? Sometimes your business has to take 2 steps backwards to take 5 steps forward. Sometimes you have to rebuild your dream team. Sometimes you have to get nitty gritty and do things for your team that you didn't think you would. But that's why this business is what it is and why there's such a large return in it. And I'm just seeing people kind of stagger along and not really understand that it's not going to happen overnight. If you don't have at least a 2-year plan for your future in this business, you should write one. So
yeah, I was talking to her earlier and I was saying, I had a girl message me, she's super sweet, on Instagram, and she's like, I just started like last month and I have 6 VIPs, but I'm getting really discouraged. And I straight up sent her a Gary Vee post that talks about wanting instant gratification. Guys, this isn't a 2-month plan, like she was saying. It's a lifelong thing. And if you don't see it as that, then you're not going to get to the top. Okay. So realize that this takes work. It takes effort. It takes failing forward in order to reach your goals. So don't think that we got here from just doing that. So I want to do a little bit of leadership tangibles. First of all, I want you guys to divorce your upline, okay? In the nicest way possible. Be your own person in this business. Don't wait for your upline to create calls, okay? You have to inspire your girls. Your girls have to respect you. And that takes kind of going off of the norm of what everyone else is doing. If you don't utilize market partner search and you are MM and above, you guys are doing it completely wrong, okay? You need to look at every single person in your downline who has PV. You need to make sure they're getting the proper training that they need. I've seen so many girls fall off, and then they fall off with a whole team who actually, a lot of girls, they actually want to work the business, okay? So if you're not reaching out to them, they're gonna eventually fall off. We need to get to them before that happens, because just because they're level 3 and 4 doesn't mean that they can't eventually be your level 1. And so you need to treat them like that and replace people. I like to look at every single person on my team. If they're not going to be a director, a doorway to a director. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but if this isn't for you, you probably know someone that can hit director, and I'm going to find them, right? So we really need to look into our downlines and see who is the future SEDs that are getting lost in the shuffle, and we need to step up and take care of them, okay? So yeah. Group chats in the beginning of the month. Like I said, you guys need to know who your MMBs will be and who their MMPs will be. This takes Stan's looking at him like, what the hell, the baby. It needs to be a group chat from the start, getting them on calls. Hey, I want you to put me on 5 calls before Friday. I tell all my girls, lay the foundation before the 10th of the month. Whatever rank you're going for, which you should be going for MMB or above, 4 active lines, 500 PV by the 10th. To set up your business and to set up your ranks, right? Minimum. So that should be everyone's goals. Like I try to set up flex by the 1st of the month, so I'm active. I have my 500, and then after that, I'm just ranking. Get your girls active, like 200 PV by the 5th minimum. Okay, just have everyone striving. Like maybe go into your group chats one day, market partner content. Give them an idea. So one day I did, okay, share what this company has actually done for you. Like even if it's like you're paying off your credit card, I want you to cut up your credit card, take a picture of it, and post it on your story and talk about why you did that, right? That touches so many people, because who likes to go to sleep with credit card debt? Like, that is the one thing that weighs on people so heavy. If it's your mindset that's changed, if you've gained friends from this, what actually have you gained? I want you guys to talk about that, because Instagram's changing. You have to be authentic, and you have to speak your own truth, or you're just going to look like a phony. So really, really work on that. So sharing, different post ideas and things like that, checking in with your girls, checking in with your leaders is huge. And just mainly being an example, guys. You can't expect people to work they're not working for you. You're working for them. And the more that you realize that, and the more that you're excited for your girls' checks over your own, that's when you're going to see your numbers go up. Okay. So I want to see everyone's goals, like, every single day being met. Like, don't just make goals on the 1st, and then by the 5th, if they're not on track, give up. No, like, it can always be saved. So just wanted to say that. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, so I just want to say about posting. So this is just something that I've had to do from the very beginning, like little tip for people that work. If you are not creating content ahead of time and pre-planning that, your life is going to be so difficult. Okay, because if you work 8 hours a day like I do, by the time the morning comes and goes and I haven't created anything and I haven't posted anything, 2-3 days go by, you just lost so much potential. In those 2 or 3 days, you could have been setting the groundwork for the flash sale that's going to come. Or you could have brought in that one VIP that's kind of been looking at what you've been posting, but now you just fell off the map for 3 days and you weren't in their face. And when we say in their face, it doesn't have to be 100% Monty post. Actually, in fact, it shouldn't be. It should be mostly your life, but then sprinkle them with education. I tell my girls this all the time. I was like, you're here to tell a story.
You want one or no?
Oh, I want a good story. Whoever said that, but yeah, you should have a story that goes along with what you're posting. If it's mindless content, I'm so sick of seeing the screenshots of the emails that we get about flash sales and people putting that up. Guys, we know that it took you 2 seconds to slap that up on your Instagram and put some words on it. It looks lazy, it comes off as lazy, and no one's going to buy from someone who comes off as lazy because they want to work with the expert. So if you are not even taking the time to create content about a flash sale, if you're not like warming people up, and your bread and butter are not the flash sale customers, because most likely you're going to have lower PV and GV from those sales. It's the everyday VIPs that you're going to get. Those are the people that wind up being the ones that stick with me and order every single month because they need their dry shampoo. And they're the ones that need the hairspray. And then they come out of the woodwork when there is a flash sale. And they trust me because they will even say to me, I've seen your posting. I trust you. I love that you don't shove it down my throat and you post in an attractive way. But ultimately, you educated me and you told me something that maybe I didn't know that I needed. Give them a scenario, place them in that situation. That's how you're going to get VIPs. You have to create the content. Just like I was not dressed like this. I didn't even barely had makeup on. Like, I didn't look like this 20 minutes before the call, but I got myself ready. So if you are not taking 30 minutes out of your week to go create content in the bathroom while you're blow drying your hair, or while your hair looks good, having someone snap a photo of you, then you're not doing a part of your job, because social media is a part of your job. Just like being in person with people, don't forget, you don't have to be an expert, but if you're not even willing to learn and get better at it and take the advice that you're given at call after call after call, you're going to see yourself struggling, I promise you. And you're going to complain about not getting good VIPs or people falling off or not wanting to come around. Like, they want to do retail. They're not willing to shoot for the VIP. It's because you aren't doing your job to sell them. Don't think about being pushy. You're not here to be pushy. Once again, you're here to educate them and entice them. If you're not building the value of the VIP program, then you're not doing a part of your job. Just remember that every shortcoming that you have is technically a requirement for this job. But because we don't have bosses, we don't have people giving us reviews. We don't have annual reviews. Okay. I get that in my job, and my boss will tell me when I'm not doing something correctly because he has stepped aside and watched me do it. Now, do I agree with him? Not always, because I know I do a really good job, but it's nice to have that perspective. So maybe get somebody to look at your business and say, hey, how do you think I could improve upon this? How do you think I could do better? Learn from your mistakes and grow from them. But if you're not willing to even put yourself out there and do a certain part of your business, a certain part of your job, like onboardings, like content creation, like encounter prospecting, you're sitting next to a girl at the nail salon, you don't even try to make conversation, you're not doing your job. And you're not going to get those huge checks like you see these other girls making, or that, $75,000 check that I'm after. It's just not going to happen. So that's my little spiel about social media.
Guys, you wanted tangibles, you wanted things to do every single day for your business, you got that. Now, there's no excuse as to why you can't pick up your phone and go out and do them. We can't sit there every day and make you. That's not our job. Our job's not to babysit you. You guys have to remember that you have to make the most out of this opportunity, because you're only given one shot. Like, we really have a golden ticket, guys. Like, bless up, seriously. Like, thank God tonight going to sleep that you have this in your hands, because a lot of people can't say that. Like, we're the girls that got in early to Mary Kay. All right. So everyone on here can do it. It's just going to be the girl who doesn't give up. It's going to be the girl who sticks through when shit's tough and when things aren't going their way. That's going to get to the top. Okay. So stop wishing for it and start being that girl, and you're gonna start seeing results. Okay. Work your asses off. July is going to be insane. Like, let's keep the momentum. Who's fired up to like wake up in the morning and see what the incentives are? Even if it's nothing, this company's more than enough that we need. All right.
I agree.
I recorded this. I'll send it into chats. Let's fucking get it. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.